Hi honeys, it's me, Sarah, and today I'm going to share with you all a sad but interesting fact that many of you may not know, and to be honest, I myself didn't even know until recently. Not all adoptees have US citizenship. Yep, you heard me right. Even though many of these people were adopted when they were babies or little kids, thus not really getting to choose their migration to America. Even though many of them grew up here in America and have adopted parents who have US citizenship, not all of these people were given US citizenship themselves automatically. It wasn't until February 27, 2001 that the Child Citizenship Act of 2000 was created and mandated that all children adopted by US citizens from abroad were given automatic citizenship once they reach America. 2001 is not that long ago, so I'm gonna date myself in comparison to this information. So I'm not that old. Granted, some of y'all might think I'm old, but a good many of y'all might be like, oh wow, you're so young, you're so fresh, you're like a fresh baby chick. So, I'm only 24. And some people who were adopted around the same time I was may not have been given automatic citizenship. So let's say someone was like a baby when this law was put into effect. They may potentially be only around 19 years old. So this law is super fresh. Some of you may be wondering, why is this even relevant? Because there's now this law that grants this demographic citizenship. Well, it's relevant because there are still so many adoptees who were born before 2001 and adopted before 2001 who are still struggling with citizenship. Many of these people grew up believing that they are US citizens and are only now finding out as adults that they don't actually have citizenship. Of course, some of you guys may be wondering, how do you not know this information? Why would you think you're a citizen when you aren't? Well, I'm going to tell you guys something. Many of these people have social security cards. Many of these people have US driver's license. And many of these people have been formally employed here in America. So, they grew up here in America. Many of them have been told that they are US citizens. They and their adopted parents believe this information to be true, that they are US citizens. So of course, it's very easy to believe that you are a US citizen until you are put into a position where you are told that you aren't. So international adoptees whose parents failed to apply for their citizenship when they were minors are now adults with the potential legal status of residential alien. They are deprived of full protection and legal rights afforded to US citizens, even though they function in society like a US citizen and were not given the choice to stay in their motherland. They still don't have equal opportunity here in America. Sadly, they could even be subject to deportation. Personally, I feel like that's so traumatizing. For me personally, I'm very fortunate to be a US citizen, but if I was put into a position where I was deported back to China, I feel like I would have so much trouble coping. First off, I'm not fluent in any Chinese language, so I feel like it would be harder for me to A, find a job, and B, just navigate, be able to figure anything out. And honestly, I feel like it would be a very isolating experience. But then there's also the fact that it's just a culture shock. So I have had the opportunity to go back to China and I feel very fortunate for that. But not everyone gets that opportunity to go back to their birth country. So yes, it is a very different environment and it's just a very different lifestyle. So if you have grown up here in America most of your life and honestly you only speak English and this America is the reality that you understand, then I feel it should be very understandable that this is not only traumatizing, it's jarring and absolutely terrifying. I would say it would be like me telling you that you have to move back to where your ancestors are from. Without time to prepare, move back to this place whose main language isn't English or a language that you know. So tell me, is that not jarring? Is that not terrifying? Is that not traumatic? I know some people may say, well, why don't they just apply for citizenship now? Isn't it easy? Well, applying for citizenship is not an easy process, especially when you don't have all the right paperwork or some of the paperwork that you do have may be considered illegitimate. To be honest, for paperwork to be an easy process is a privilege, and sadly not everyone has that privilege. So I'm going to tell you guys some of the requirements to obtain naturalization through the Child Citizen Act of 2000. The person must be under the age of 18. As a child, they must have been lawfully admitted, physically present and maintaining a lawful status in the United States during the time of the application and during the time of naturalization. There are a few other requirements, but these two stand out to me the most because I feel like they cause the most issues. So not all adoption is done through legal channels. Sometimes adopting parents don't realize that their adoption process is not considered legal and or is illegitimate. And while as an adoptee, sometimes this can make it very difficult, if not impossible, to receive citizenship depending on the situation. And while the under 18 thing, it makes it very difficult for many adoptees to benefit from this act. Many adult adoptees may find themselves in the position of being considered undocumented immigrants, and while that can be a very scary position to be in. Yes, some adult adoptees have been able to receive citizenship, but so many have also not been able to receive citizenship. And honestly, the process is very long and difficult, and it may feel like you have to put your life on hold for a few years just to get it all sorted out. And honestly, just the mental and emotional toll that it can take on you is very, very difficult, and my heart goes out to those people who have to go through this process. I know this topic may seem rather obscure, but honestly, I am so passionate about it, and I feel like it's so important. I want to shed a light on it because it affects people's lives, and honestly, as an adoptee, I want to talk about these issues. I want to be a voice from this demographic that I don't feel like is heard from enough. And honestly, I want to create a safe space for my fellow adoptees. And just all you honeys, I want to create a safe, productive space for all of you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please click that like button if you liked the video. Click that notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And subscribe so you can join me on more stuff on this channel. Yeah. Bye, honeys. Sorry, again, super weird. Mwah.